Hi everyone, thanks for watching Access Hockey MI. We have just passed Memorial Day in America, so happy Memorial Day to everybody. Thank you everybody, past and present, for your service. We super appreciate everything that you've given to the country, and we really appreciate just the service. It's a huge honor that you've done that for us. So thank you so much and happy Memorial Day. We're going to talk about the final draft pick that we had in 2019, I believe.
Yes.
191st overall. It's got to be
close to the end.
Toward the end of the draft there. It's Carter Gylander, and he was, like I said, 191st overall in the 2019 draft. So let's go.
Yes. Carter is a goaltender.
Yes.
So you know. He's the only goalie we drafted in 2019. 6'5", 179 pounds at the last weigh-in. He's very lean.
Tall.
He's committed to Colgate University for the 2020 and 2021 season. There's way too many twos.
2020.
Just stop with the twos. He's going to have a little bit of a trick. He's coming out of the AJHL, which is the Alberta Junior Hockey League, and it's a junior league, so I guess major juniors is what it would be considered. He's going to have a bit of a struggle, though, because the Detroit goaltending pool is a little log-jammed right now, and he's one of those long-term projects that we've been talking about. These later picks are all going to kind of be along that same vein, where it's going to take the 4 to 7 seasons to really get them ready to go. What we did notice, though, while he was with the junior team with Sherwood Park Crusaders, he did hold a 2.07 goals against average. He was voted goaltender of the year, so he's got some good qualities and a good foundation to build on so far.
We expect him to be probably backup goaltender at Colgate University. I don't see him being starter depending on who else they have to get. I feel like he, like Rachel said, he's a long-term project because he was later in the draft. That's kind of what's expected. It's not a huge notable name, but it's someone to have in case, you know, if he starts developing really quickly, it's someone the Red Wings can look at to go forward, maybe get him on the Griffins team. But we do have quite a bit of goaltenders, which we have said before, in the pool right now who are further advanced than he is. So he would probably be a later asset to the Red Wings team. So that was in 40 games played that he had a 2.07 goals against average. And like I said, we were thinking a 4-year development, at least the whole college, which is great because we've told you guys before, college development is super awesome for just getting your feet under you, getting, you know, it's different. It's higher league than the major juniors just because you're going to be playing against older guys, bigger guys who have been chosen from other, you know, around the world as well. So you never know how quickly he will develop. But we've noticed in the games or the highlights that we have seen, his lateral movement super great. His eyes, he's just got a really good vision of the ice, I think, and he can see the play coming on, which leads to his confidence as well.
Right, exactly. And one thing with the bigger frame that he has, you would think that having a bigger body in the net would be a super easy
cumbersome
thing. Yeah, or cumbersome, or either they take up a ton of space, but really that's not always the case. A lot of times, you know, it is harder for them to get to side, but they're, like she said, with the laterals, he is really quick with that. Even moving that big body, he seems to be pretty agile, but he's also able to kind of swallow the puck and make his midsection pretty small. So when he swallows that, he lets rebounds go, but it's something where he does seem very cognizant of how to make his body smaller when he needs to, which is great. But kind of this whole deal with Carter is that because he's 4 to 7 seasons out, even the picks from this season will be he'll be fighting against them for that opportunity because they're only a season ahead of him. So they're all going to be kind of in the same vein. So much like you have a batch of goaltenders coming up now, it's going to be a couple seasons and then there's a few more that are ready. But if you think about it, even though he's a later pick, Tuukka Rask was a late pick too. He was a very late pick, and look at what he's become. So it doesn't mean Gylander should be written off or anything like that. It's just going to be something interesting to watch, because his progression, it's entirely up to him on how he does and how he fights for the ice time at Colgate. But I think, he could be one of those diamond in the rough scenarios, even being
and that's completely up to him too in his development. And like we said, with most of these draft picks, they're going to need to get some more weight on them. Like Rachel said, he's 6'5", 179 pounds at last weigh-in. Those could be, I would say those vary a little bit anyways, but he's a very tall guy who needs to get a little bit thicker, I would say, just to get, and he knows that, and we've said this before, it's all common knowledge that when you're drafted, you are drafted to then grow and develop, and
you're not going to stay the same.
Eventually get to the NHL. Some draft picks don't get to the NHL. It's just some don't get signed by the same team they're drafted by, and it's just how
that's just how the game works. But one thing with him that I did notice in everything that we did watch is he conducts himself really confidently too. He seems very, I guess, he thinks things through. He seems very thoughtful and just easygoing, which is nice. As a goaltender, I mean, they are just kind of suckers for pain, it seems. But to have a good attitude going into it, knowing that this is going to be a long haul. He was working when he got drafted, so he's...
I think one thing that might either bend or break would be the fact that he didn't expect to be drafted. He was surprised he got drafted, which isn't uncommon at the later rounds. But at the same time, I wonder if that will play into, you know, is he going to work harder now? Or is he just going to be like, well, I don't expect much of it, so, you know, so that would be a curious thing to see. I think he will work hard, though, based on what we've seen of him in interviews and in highlight reels. I think that he has a lot of promise, and I'm excited to see where he goes. So let us know what you think about Carter Gylander, if you've seen any of him, if you've watched him in the Alberta Junior Hockey League before. Let us know what you think in there. And then, what were we also... Oh, the NHL is returning.
Yes.
Let us know what you think about the format. I believe it's a 24 team playoff format. Let us know what you think. There's a lot of talk going around about it, and we knew you would all have opinions. So tell us all about your opinions,
but we want to know yours first.
Tell us what you think about that playoff format and what you think about the teams that got in. If you think none or some don't deserve it.
Or should we have just canceled the season entirely?
Yeah, what do you think?
It's awful late in the year. So
let us know.
I'll enable the comments. I'm sorry, YouTube messed up last time.
Sometimes YouTube takes our comments away. That's not us. That's YouTube.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
YouTube
apparently doesn't.
We definitely do. All right, so that's Carter Gylander. Let us know what you think in the comments. And again, happy Memorial Day just past us here in America. So hope you have a great rest of your week. And
that's it.
Bye.